Boom! Hello and welcome to the Executive Protection Lifestyle Podcast, Season 4.
With your host, Byron Rogers. This podcast is dedicated to the executive protection practitioner, the private security professional. In this podcast, we're going to talk about the mental, emotional, psychological, physiological fitness that goes into being an efficient and effective executive protection agent. Whether you're in law enforcement, whether you're a mom that's looking at how to protect her children, or a father that's focused on how to protect his family, I believe this podcast has something for all of you. We might even get into some tales from the crypts of true Hollywood stories from time to time. I'm doing this podcast because I feel the reality of this job is simple. If you really want to be good at executive protection, it's more than just a job. It really is a lifestyle. And those of you who've been in the game for any serious amount of time, you already know what I'm saying is true. So if that sounds interesting to you, enjoy the show. Out.
Yeah, no, I just want to start off first by saying, hey, it was awesome hanging with you guys at this last event. I was so proud, man. I left the EP Foreman Close Protection Conference. It was just like, from my perspective, like I used to go, I went solo. First, I only went and shot the shooting competition for a few years. Then I went and saw the power of the networking. And then I was like, this is amazing. And then from the time I started building my school, last year was pretty amazing. But this year, then to have all you guys, last year was pretty amazing. Alex was there. But this year to have the crew, hey, Alex, the grow, the back.
Yeah, it was amazing seeing like the whole crew, like all over the place. So it was, yeah, especially compared to last year where it was a few of us, like there was me and Mo and I think Muhammad Nas was there and stuff like that. But yeah, it was awesome to see everybody there, the camaraderie, all that stuff.
Yeah, man. No, it was real cool. And then we had such a presence. I remember at a certain point, and to make sure the Facebook cast know we're on, at a certain point, people were coming up to us asking like, hey, can you guys make an announcement from the stage? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's good. That means they feel like we're technically in charge, which means we have a good presence. So that was real positive, man. Anybody got any feedback or any questions you want to hit me with out the bat before I jump into the wagon?
Just gotta say it was generally an honor to be there. First off, man, I wouldn't have missed it for anything, man. And I'm glad that I was there to be at your side to support you, to support the network, and by far to have the opportunity to be there with you and to see what it's all about. You don't fail me. You never have. You don't fail anybody. You're there for all of us. And it really shined that time, man. I was honored to be there and support you, Byron. So it was totally legit, man.
Thank you. No,
100%. I'll second that.
Heck
definitely, man.
Yeah, man. No, that means the world, man. That really does. And it's like, on the one hand, there's like, when I'm telling guys in our class, the ones that win are the ones that just do the formula and work the stinking formula, man. And Alex can attest to that. And it's like, come to this event, bro. The networking's going to be a hook. And then some people are like, yeah. And then they stay home and like opportunity, like they miss all this opportunity.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
sure, man.
You guys did that. And then too, man, like, you guys, I couldn't have done what I did without you, man. Like, thank you so much. Yeah, man. Everybody was watching you guys. I could feel them watching you guys. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So, and then, the party was awesome too. Like we threw the league through a savage party, right?
It's so legit, dude. I loved it.
How's everything for you guys, man? Are any of you guys do those follow-ups? Any connections come out of that yet? How's everything looking? Anyone got any stories? What's up, Mike? Go ahead. Yeah, I've got you. Okay, but Cynthia.
Okay, yeah. Cynthia. Yeah. Cynthia.
Thank you.
Hey, so I had an interest from Stacy Carter at Risk.
Big company. At Risk is
Yeah,
legit.
so he said he's interested in working. He goes, I'll definitely call you. He goes, because all the females around here, they look at me and then they say they look away. And he goes, don't be afraid of me. I just want to hire you guys. And so I'm like, I'm female.
Yeah.
He goes, so he said, I'd be working in workplace violence.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then I actually did get on with Executive Protection Solutions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on call, so it's going to be workplace violence again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, you get
Awesome.
in. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Well done. So
I'm like, you better not touch my piece.
yeah. Oh, 100%. And then once you go through this hard skills, you're going to be even more ready. I'm excited to see you come through for sure. So boom, already you got plugged into 2 companies, workplace violence. Awesome. That's where it starts. Mr. Security.
Can you tell me a little bit about workplace violence, what to watch out for?
Yeah. So workplace violence are the ones where someone's getting terminated or someone's given threats.
Okay.
Or there's something going on in the workplace. Essentially, you should get a BOLO, meaning be on the lookout for. A person of interest, a POI. These are 2 terms you might hear.
Okay.
And you're essentially going to be there to make sure that person does not get any property. And or if it's a termination, you'll basically be kind of like in the next room in case the termination goes bad, if they've got to terminate someone they're uncomfortable with. So yeah, so it's pretty simple. It's usually it's not like you're being thrown right next to a principal for your first out the gate. You're just going to be there for security. Make sure no one comes in that's not supposed to, and make sure nothing happens in there. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, so I've done a few of those here in Austin and San Antonio. There's a bunch of tech companies and all this kind of stuff of laying off everybody. So I've done a few of those if you want to connect. But I mean, it's pretty simple. Sometimes the people your POIs they'll never come back after they get terminated, laid off, whatever. And then it's a lot of surveillance because you want to, ideally, if they do come back, you don't want them to, you want to see them before they see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't want them to come into the workplace or in the office or whatever, and then start whatever they're going to start. Like if they do come back, ideally you want to get them even before they get into the building.
Okay.
So yeah.
Awesome.
That's the game. So welcome. And then you start working that, prove you're good there. Boom. Keep moving up. And start working with other people, all the stuff. So we're here. If you got any questions, throw them up, up on a call. But congratulations. It makes me so happy to know that you're already getting bites.
Excited.
And that's quick because a lot of these people are getting back. I got you. A lot of these people are getting back right now and they're still busy. You know what I mean? They're still like, they're still kind of like not in the game. So that's awesome that you're already like, they're already hitting you back like, yo, what's up? Come work for us. Come hop on some stuff. Okay. Wait a minute. Sorry, I have to look at this because it is possibly a client. Okay. Yo, Dennis, send it.
Yo, okay. So quick question. So I plan to get after that event, like it opened up my eyes to a lot of different opportunities in several different areas. And the biggest question I have for you is, obviously being a current resident of Arizona, I would like to do EP work outside of Arizona. So I understand each state has its different regulations and qualifications. So say, for instance, if I want to get cleared to do work in California, what would be the steps in that? And would there be any delegations, like any dilemmas for not being a resident of California? What do I need to do to do that?
Yeah. So in order to work in Cali, you need to have a California guard card. Ideally, you'll have a guard card, an exposed weapons permit, and a CCW.
Okay.
CCW, you got to be a California resident for, and you need to be in like one of the, actually pretty much everywhere is actually issuing them now. Just some are more efficient at it than others, right? LA is doing it, but LA doing it the way they do everything else, slow and crappy. San Diego does it, but it takes a long time. Orange County,
Yeah.
but you also need like an exposed weapons permit to go with your CCW so you can conceal. Now, this is on the executive protection side. I think Mr. Harris might have a cheat code for us, so stand by for that in a second.
Boom, if you've been enjoying the podcast, I want to encourage you to come and train with me. Train with us, the League of Executive Protection Specialists. We offer online courses so you can train and learn how to take your executive protection career to the next level from the comfort of your own home. We offer on-ground training on everything from the hard skills of driving, shooting, medical, and into the soft skills through the Executive Protection Immersion course, which is one of the most experiential, learning-centric courses in the executive protection industry. Either way, I want you to become part of the golden standard in the private security industry and join the Brotherhood, the League of Executive Protection Specialists. Go to epspecialist.com and let's do our careers together. I'll see you there. Out.
Goes, yeah. I don't know if any cheat I can tell you.
Okay.
You can, I believe you can get your guard card out of state.
Okay. And that was my biggest question there.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% on it right now, but I'm pretty sure you can. And okay, Alex got one. Got one.
So Devin Tate.
Yep.
Was he does it online, like he does the class through Zoom. So you'll be able to get your guard card. Now, that's not going to cover CCW, exposed weapons, all that kind of stuff, but you will be able to get your guard card. I think because I was talking to him at the conference, and it's like an 8-hour class.
Yep.
And then you have to get your fingerprints done and like send it in.
Yep.
And then they'll send you the actual the card. So I was planning on doing that.
Yeah.
He actually gave me a voucher for the unarmed course for $60 to do it online. I asked him, anybody that was at the event that wants to take advantage of it, I'll take a picture of it and I'll put it in the group chat.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was like $60 with the voucher.
There's also I'll have to find the link. I don't know if it's on my computer or my phone, but there's a link that goes through every single state. You just click your state. It tells you all the requirements for that state if you want to get the guard card. Okay. So I can link that as well. That way you know all the requirements, what you got to do.
For sure, man.
And those are awesome cheat codes, because if you can at least get a guard card, then you can get on a residential detail. We just had one up here paying $90K, 1 week on, 1 week off, being hosted by one of my good friends, Raul. So, if things are sliding around up here that you're seeing, put in your res and then let me know, because Cali's our stronghold, so I'm connected to that. So you can get on a res, you can carry on property, all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
good to go.
California, I do have a question.
Send it. Oh, wait, real quick. Mike Harris, did you have something you wanted to add? I saw a hand go up a while back.
I just learned it this year. California, if you're going to carry exposed, they require you to spend $60 and take a psychological exam that's 30 questions. Let me tell you something. I took the exam.
Okay.
It's not hard. It's a waste of time, but you got to do it.
Yep.
If you're going to carry exposed and to be a licensed, whether you're CCW or not, you got to take the stupid test. It's not practical. It's not an MMPI. Just don't say you hate your mom, you don't hate your dad, you love dogs and everything else. It would be good.
Don't hate the dog when you get there.
So what if you identify as a Sasquatch? Is that going to be an issue?
Probably.
That's not going to be an issue, bro. And one more thing, if I were going to recommend a county in California to get a CCW, I run to Riverside County. Riverside County is processing you anywhere from a month to 6 weeks. They're the fastest. The sheriff there is issuing CCWs like a Pez dispenser. This man is a believer in the Second Amendment, and he believes in citizens being armed, especially after their last act of terrorism, which was 5 years ago. They're not playing. So
what county was that out of? You said?
If you can find Riverside County. Okay. So if you can find a sponsor, a security company where you can get sponsored and go to Riverside County, you're good. My son's been at it in San Diego County here for 8 months now. It's ridiculous. So just to let you know.
It is ridiculous.
Riverside County is legit.
I never heard of no turnaround times like what you just said. That is fast, man.
Riverside County
that's really good.
Play.
So
the sheriff is basically doing a quick background on you.
With that being said, though, you mentioned being sponsored by a company out in Riverside. So how can I do that? Because I'm in LA County and I still can't apply. So what does that process look like? Would you happen to know?
That's going to come down.
You want to be an EP agent or a protective agent with a security company in Riverside. So the biggest, and they're worldwide, is Adelaide Universal. You know, for me, if I was going to do it, I start there. You know, say, hey, do you have accounts in that are based out of Riverside that you work? I don't care if you work in LA. I don't care if you work in San Bernardino. I don't care if you work in San Diego. You just need an office located in Riverside County.
Interesting. So usually the CCW has to do with your home of residence, home of record. Maybe Riverside works differently if it's the company.
Out of state. When you're out of state and doing professional work, it's a little different.
Okay. So, yeah, man, I know for the other counties, you have to have a home of record in that county. If Riverside just means you need to have a company that's in that county, that gets pretty interesting. You could probably find something on Google search and say, hey, I want to come out here. I want to work in Cali. I can hop on your roster. You'll probably have to cover your travel or move out yourself. But if you get into something, and if you can get into the Cali market, it is a fantastic market to be in this game. You plug yourself into 10 different companies and you're just getting emails and chasing the pager and just working a different account to work at different things. That CCW opens a lot of doors. I think the main door to that is get your guard card now. Just get it done online. I can send you a link.
Definitely, please.
You literally can sit there tonight and be like, yes, no, C, B, A, B. And then if you get it wrong, they make you go back and like, it's that good. So, but
good to
go. Then you get that in like 2 weeks, the guard card comes quick. And then once you get out here, if you do move out here for a detail, just keep applying to these companies out here. If you do move out here for a detail, then the guard card, the exposed weapons permit, the guard card ends up taking 90 days usually. They say they have a veteran program that makes it go faster. I haven't really heard that it necessarily does, but maybe it does. All right, cool. So yeah, that's the Cali game. But did you get some good contacts out of that, out of our op this last weekend, brother?
Oh, big time. Huge. I got a lot of emails I need to send out, a lot.
Good.
So, yeah.
I got my stack over here too. I got to work out my stack too, man.
I want to add too. So somebody was recommending to wait like a week to reach out. I'd say no. I reached out really
I wouldn't
immediately.
say that at all.
No, yeah, I've reached out immediately, and I have people trying to find me jobs right now. Actually,
yeah.
So
you look better. You look better because you're at the front of the line. It shows interest. When you postpone the interest, they're like, "Oh, this guy's not serious. Like he waited a week to reach out. Like we're gonna go with this guy that literally got home and got on the computer." Right. So waiting a week, I totally disagree with that 100%.
Guys,
that's what I did.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
was like the next day in the airport, I was linking up with everybody.
Yeah.
Next day, talk about 2 seconds later, I turn around and Greg's on his phone.
Connor!
What are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just emailing my resume to the person that we just got done talking to. I'm like,
I love it. That's the way it is, man. Boom. Awesome.
Hey, that's why I have a detail Christmas Eve, and I'm supposed to have a detail this Saturday as well.
So, yo, Greg, so how was it for you? So you got stuff already coming out of the event?
Oh, man. Okay, so this event was legit. Like, literally the first day we met Josh Reeves, the Australian guy. He loved Aaron and I, and immediately he was just like, anything you guys need, anybody you want to meet, let me know. I'll introduce you. And the big one that he was playing was the night of the party. Aaron wanted to get introduced to Elliot. And that was like the big deal because, Aaron wants to do, combat sports. So he remembered both of us. I wasn't even in that section of the house. And he introduced Aaron to Elliot, and then he was, trying to figure out where I was because he wanted to introduce me as well. Overall, from that, we connected with Dustin. I already sent my stuff literally the day we got back. I sent my resume and everything to Dustin. He reached out that same day to set up a meeting to talk. It's supposed to be tomorrow, probably. You're supposed to have a chat. And then he also plugged me in with somebody else to do a security driver detail this Saturday. So I'm waiting to hear back from them for this Saturday. And then I also hit up from Jackson Khalifas. I think he's in our community as well, but he plugged me in for a Christmas Eve detail to work a residential detail. So I have those two right now, plus other things that I'm still kind of waiting to hear back on.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was literally amazing. Like the doors are wide open, opportunities everywhere. Granted, I am in LA, so it's kind of, it's a lot easier. But what I was told too is that we had a very professional appearance. And so we came in exactly what, how you said to dress, how to act, how to talk. Like literally we showed up, did what we were supposed to do, met everybody, handed the cards, scanned the QR, everything. It was just perfect. Like I didn't have one bad attitude from anybody.
Yep. Because you guys were so solid, man. That I love it, man. The strategy is working. Like we're just sitting here making moves, man. Like, and I didn't see another school that was that dialed in anywhere. Like there was no one. There's no, like they better copy us because we're just gonna keep elevating. But awesome to hear that you got connected with those guys. Elliot, Dustin, they're my homies. They are really good dudes. Dustin was on my podcast. So if you guys want to do a little research, if you're about to do an interview or something like that with him, go watch that episode. But really solid shop, good amount of work, but like good dudes to work for. So excited. I love hearing about how you guys got connected in the game. Because I remember when I was doing it by myself, just like walking around being like, all right, I'm gonna go talk to these dudes. We're all made men and they're all like around their table in their whole, I'm going to walk into this whole tribe and be like, hi guys, can I come work for you? You know what I mean? But I did it and it pays off.
I think that party did us big time. The party did us very well because of the relaxed environment. People can hang out in certain spots. And so literally it's like, all right, you want to meet this dude? Cool. Give me a couple of minutes. Let me get a conversation started with them and then just kind of come to that side of the room and we'll introduce you. And so, I mean, that was kind of the game for the whole party.
And the brand equity. You guys were there looking sharp, handling security. And that like everyone realized, you know what I mean? Like we had a presence. And I think that also was like, these guys, who are these guys? So, and the whole, I think the strategy, having a strategy going into it, having goals, making the most of your time. Like you guys did it good, man. I looked at every single one of you guys. I was like, I hire every single one of you guys right now. If I had the work, I'd be like, dude, these guys are representing us well. So awesome. Yeah. I got a hand. Yo, Chance, good to see you again, brother, man. What's up?
Sir, all is well. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Everything is going great here in Atlanta. Speaking of the party, it's so funny how things happen, right? Here I am on this detail, crushing it. I'm the night guy. Last minute, guy reaches out to me. Hey, Chance, we're coming to Atlanta. We need you, right? We meet here. I'm briefing them at the hotel, whatever. And we're talking, chopping it. The ball. Right. Making plays, catching the ball. That's it. Just playing the game. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned something about the conference. Oh, yeah, I was at the conference. Oh, yeah, man. Were you at the party? I said it's so crazy how all of our paths are connected and we're just a few circles away from just being there with everybody in the industry. So very, very big thank you to you. It was great connecting with a lot of you guys out in Vegas and, stuff like that. So really, really good energy.
On that real quick, the industry's small at the top. So when you come to the Close Protection Conference, it's like you're all of a sudden with all the people who agents that take the game seriously, who will be managers in the next few years, and decision makers who either have to be there for their company or that's where they make business connections. And they come there with the expressed intent to hire. So it's like a no-brainer. And the other cool thing is the more you go, the more compounding effect it has. So then that guy that saw you last year who was like, yo, like you didn't really notice each other, but you saw each other, or maybe you saw each other and said hi, they see you again. It's like, oh, hey, what's up? Yo, I remember you from last year. And it just makes all the networking it amplifies everything. It like 2 times it compounds as like a compounding effect. So this is like a good business practice for widening your sphere of relationships every year to knock it out the park. We were talking about that real quick. Alex, what would you say about that, man? It was your second year.
Yeah, it was crazy how. So my first year, that was last year, and I got the Byron Rogers formula. I'm talking to everybody, trying to talk to every single person there, running around like just crazy, just walking into groups, like you said, hey guys, and it worked out.
Yep,
ridiculously well last year. Like I still have contacts now from that last year, but coming in there this year, it was just so much. I wouldn't say it was easier, but it was a lot more comfortable for me. And there was like the compounding effect that you speak of. Like there's people coming to me, like asking me how I'm doing, asking me what I'm doing, asking me, if I need work, what have I been doing over the past year, like stuff like that. There's people that have like recognized me over the last year, whether it be through social media, through the training I've been doing, podcasts, stuff like that. And this is something that was really like humbling for me, is that there was other EP agents there that would like seek me out to ask me questions about how I got into the industry. And like, I've been doing this like year and a half, 2 years. Like, what you asking me for? But it was really humbling. It was really cool how that worked out. And those, like I said, those relationships that you build from my first year, which is last year, like turn into actual like genuine relationships when you cultivate them. So it's not like getting a card and you can send an email and then you talk to them next year. Just stay in contact. Like even if they're not hiring or they don't, whatever, you stay in contact with them, and not just calling them or email them when you need something. Like, hey, you got work. Like just keeping that relationship going. Yep. And that's where I found was the biggest thing for me, is that talking to people on LinkedIn, on Facebook, all this kind of stuff, and actually having a genuine connection and relationship with them, and not just because I need a job.
Yes, that was what I was going to say, man. So the best way to keep those relationships warm and continue expanding your warm market is the social media piece. When you put something out, when you pop on their platform, and like a couple things, you know what I'm saying? And comment, leave some meaningful comments, reshare. If you reshare some of their stuff, they really notice, you know what I'm saying? So there is a strategery that really goes into continuing to feed, foster, and widen that sphere of relationships in this game. Go ahead, Alex.
And also, like, speaking of social media, you want to be mindful of, like, yes, you want to like stuff and comment and all that kind of stuff, put pictures up, but you want to be mindful of and intentional what you put on there. If you do your Beyonce's bodyguard one day, you don't want to put a picture up like next to Beyonce, like, just to be mindful of that, putting pictures of your Suburbans with the license tag and all this kind of stuff. It's good that people know that you're working, but that's confidentiality, operational security, all that kind of stuff. So like I do pictures and all that kind of stuff too, but just be mindful of what you put up, and you want to make sure that people know you're working, but at the same time that you're respectful of the craft and of the industry.
100%. What's your joint? The Athlete Bodyguard. Let's see what you got up here, bro. Yeah. But honestly, so everything you said is 100% correct. 3 things you can never take back in life: words, bullets, and social media posts. Once they're out there, they're out there. So be very mindful of that. Show yourself training. I'm looking at what my man Alex is putting out there, and I do like what he's putting out there. License plates on vehicles. You don't want to put those up. If it's a rental, it's kind of like here nor there, but never post anything while you're on location. Mm-hmm. So I'll drop an image of me in some third world country or some place around the world. Everyone's like, hey, man, be careful in Singapore. And I'm like, yeah, man, it was cool. It's like a year ago, So like operational security is paramount. The other big one is tail numbers on planes. It is a bit frowned upon to like post things of planes. The stuff you see on my profile is primarily from a professional photo shoot that I did, where like nothing sensitive. And even then, tail numbers are a no-go. So like, as I look at Alex's page, it's done very well. Like we got a photo of an auditorium. Cool. That means working, right? Photo, the back of agents at what looks like a race, working, right? You never want to take a photo that looks like you took it while you should have been working, like these side stage shots that dudes be doing, ever. It's very careful. If you ever about to post something that you think is hot and you're kind of questioning it a little bit, probably shouldn't post it. 1, 2, ask me, just shoot me the video or the picture and be like, yo, bro, what do you think about this? And I'll just tell you straight up. And if I ever see one of you guys post something that you shouldn't, I will hit you up and be like, hey, bro. Then I did it last week to one of the homies and was like, bro, you need to take this down. You're going to put a blast on you instantly. But overall, dude, I'm looking at your stuff right now and it seems like you got the combination, man. This stuff looks really good, really clean. Just shows that you're a really hard worker, great work ethic. You've got multiple brands in here. So I love it, man. I love it. Solid. What else was I going to do? Let's see here. Yo, Conor McGregor, how was it for you, man?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, after action report.
Man, I don't even start, but I guess I'll start by the after party was probably, besides the EP forum, was probably the most beneficial for me. I had 3 or 4 people working to introduce me to Elliot. He's one of the top security guys for the UFC. But I had my man Josh from Empire Protection, the Australian crew out there. He was hooking it up, just trying to get me some FaceTime with Elliot. The gentleman called the governor, was it the governor or the mayor? He was trying to work towards getting me introduced to Elliot. And another thing is always talk to whoever you're speaking to as if they're somebody, because here for 20 minutes, I'm waiting to speak to Elliot. And I didn't even realize I was talking to Elliot's boss, so, he's like, hey, so kind of what are your goals and this and that? And I was like, oh, I'd really love to work in the combat sports arena, and he's like, oh, have you met Elliot yet? I was like, no, to be honest, I'm kind of waiting to meet him. He's like, oh, well, I'm Elliot's boss. So another thing is always kind of carry as if, who you're speaking to is the boss, I guess, for lack of a better terms. But, and then I got off the plane here in Minnesota and my boy Greg calls me and he said that we missed an opportunity to go to the UFC event on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because spots open up and, we were fresh in their mind. We made a good impression. So if our plane tickets, if we wouldn't have bounced out early, we would have had an opportunity to go to the UFC event and see kind of behind the curtain a little bit and see how they do everything. So obviously things can happen quick, so I guess a question I have to you, Byron, on this is in regards to our contact card or our what you your QR code. Should we have our social media links in there, or is that a professional? What's your stance or what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, man. So one, you did get connected with Elliot and Dustin and all them, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Because if you didn't, I'll walk you over there right now. I'll let him know because they're the homies. Last time he had let me go to the UFC fight afterwards, it was so dope. It was so dope. Anyway, so me and the wife stayed out there for an extra day and just got after it. The social media links on your contact card. If you now remember, like module number 3 or whatever, like you guys should be handling your social media as if it is another layer to your job application, to your resume, to your CV. This is information and a framework of work that you want people to see because it tells them more about who you are and your personality. They're going to find it anyways if they do good diligence. So personally, I like a full disclosure. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. This is what I want you to see. So all my stuff's on my thing, so there's no like, oh, that we thought he was really good, really well spoken. And then, and then we saw his social media and like, like I want to like, this is me. This is what you're going to find if you start talking to me, full disclosure. And I'm very deliberate about what I put on there. So 100%, I say, put it on there. They're going to find it if they're doing their job anyways. Unless your account's private or something like that, which is totally your prerogative. So yeah, man, I say have it there because you give a thin slice with your resume, you give a thin slice with a little bigger slice with your LinkedIn. If you have another social media platform, you give an even bigger slice, and you can use that dynamically to attract the right people.
Copy that. I guess one more question. I won't take up too much time. In regards to your LinkedIn profile, and I've asked this question to a couple of different people I was out there, but I'd like your opinion. How much of your the portion where it explains, I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but how much of that do you want to make kind of personal or like authentic? And how much of that do you want it to be professional? Like boom, boom, boom. These are my, accreditation, that type of stuff. And how much of it do you want someone who isn't familiar with you to view your that couple paragraph portion to be like authenticism and like who you are?
I'd say, if I was going to just like from the hip, I'd say something like a 30-70, 70% professional, but you want to get some emotional, like you want them to understand your personality, your passions a little bit as well. When I'm looking to interview someone, and we talked about this in the forum, understanding their technical skills is important. Understanding their background is important. But what I really want to know is as much about personality as I can, as much about who they are as I can. So if you throw something in there, like my passion right now is getting into the executive protection industry, being the best professional protector that I can. And that's my mission in life. Like, boom, man, like that stuff's going to hit hard and going to be good. Auxiliary skills, I do great media, video work, as a pastime. Like, you want it to look natural. You want it to look, I think it's a good idea to throw some in there, like maybe 70-30 split. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you, sir.
And it shows that you have the strength to be authentic and you're not just like hiding behind professionalism, jargon, and all the stuff that we see in every single resume and CV all day long. I think it makes you look a lot bolder and stronger as an individual.
Copy.
Solid, man. Good stuff, dude. I can't wait to see what comes out of this, man. And there's no price you can put on these relationships. Chance, did I answer your question?
This is my first time actually on the call with you guys. So I'm not necessarily sure how, the formatting and everything works. Is this like a space where we can ask questions and stuff like that?
I'm here for you guys for an hour, but it ends up being an hour and a half because I love these conversations. Man, so much good stuff.
100%. So I have a detail coming up potentially, and I say potentially because I haven't got my flight information yet.
Yep.
So still waiting on that. And just from your perspective, right? I'm always, staying ready and on the go and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of two questions in one. When you're working with a high-level dignitary from a Middle East country, what cultural considerations are you taking into place?
Okay, so Middle East country, never women, don't address the women, never show the bottom of your feet, don't ever do anything with your left hand. We get a little Marine Corps training on this. If you honor honor culture, such as like feudal Japan, type stuff. Never eat before they eat. All the food comes to the table. Never eat before they eat. We brief our waiters like, hey, when the food comes, you give it to that guy in the purple jacket before we get anything, right? Like stuff like that. They'll still try to mess it up, but you just got to keep them, hey, and they'll be like, I know. Then they'll mess it up and you'll be like, get this food out of here. Bring that guy his food first. And they'll notice that. And they'll notice, so like, you just think about honor and respect always, but the big ones are don't address the women. You talk straight to men. Don't do anything, touch them or anything weird with your left hand. Never show them the bottom of your feet. Those are like the cheat code. That's like let's see. Those are kind of the beans, bullets, and band-aids around it from the hip.
Got you. And
but do some research.
For sure, 100%. And now I have a situation where I'm waiting on the flight information, and I hope it's not a last minute thing. In terms of, reaching out, do you think I should just like follow up with him and say, hey, is there anything I can do? Whatever the case may be. He hasn't asked me for my Sky Miles or anything like that. But I don't want to seem like, I'm pushing it. This is my first time on the detail. I'm the new guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I might check in with him and just be like, hey, hey, sir, I'm here standing by, ready to roll when you guys are. Any updates on, you do it once and then you let it ride. Any updates on the upcoming mission? Any gear I should make sure I have? Maybe ask him a question that shows that you're wanting to be prepared. Ask him about something like, how can I prepare myself for the upcoming detail? That would be a good way to check in with him. I would do it once and then I would let it ride and I'd be ready to jump at the last minute. That's what I would do.
100%.
Solid. Good stuff, man. Good stuff, Chance. Yo, let's see here. Yo, Mike Rowan, how was it for you, man? How you holding up, man? Update.
I'm doing good, man. Really good. So, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear, man. I'm happy to hear that, bro. That's the main thing. And thanks for coming out for the forum, man. That meant the whole lot, bro. And
it was good seeing you, man. It really was.
It was good seeing all you guys, man. And quick on the EP forum, man. My purpose of going out there for the second time, really this time, was to introduce my wife to our world.
Yeah.
And because we're going through such a change now and moving up to Seattle in a few months for work, it gives her a better insight on what we do. And she understands those long days, those weeks we're gone. We can't talk about certain things. So it kind of puts her at ease. That was a really great thing. And everybody else that met my wife was very welcoming. And, she was digging everybody. So, it was an awesome place full of professionals that, I'm probably going to hit it every year if I can, But quick update. I'm moving up to Seattle. Got a EP team lead in a CorpSec program. So really building this, helping my colleagues and close friends help build up this program. And I just reached out to Byron, kind of help me out because we're ordering comms equipment. And we're going to make a large purchase to in-ear. I just want to thank Byron, for reaching out, getting those plugs and, trying to help me out as much as possible to kind of facilitate this large purchase that will make our detail a little better. So, man, it's really good. Right now I'm in Seattle, kind of a couple day meet and greet with all the leadership, talking to everybody, meeting everybody in the office. Gonna go to a little holiday party tomorrow. So really getting to know these people that I'm going to be working with for, however long. And, that's where you really get that comfortable kind of conversation. You get to really know who they are outside of just what they do for work.
Yeah.
And they flew me out here and they facilitated everything. So, they're being gracious on their part. But it's just everything is really good. After a few months of kind of a rocky go, with some details getting, kind of layoffs and things like that. So bouncing from here and there. So this kind of came through last minute, made the decision to move, and it's probably going to be the best decision I've made thus in my career. So, yeah.
Outstanding, bro. Especially when you get there and you see like the quality of the people. If it's good, if it's a good environment, like a healthy environment, that's beautiful. Man. I'm stoked for you. It's what it sounds like happened. And I wish I would have said a little more to your wife about what she can expect and kind of, but I know you'll guide the vision, and that's a big one with them is letting them know your goals, your vision, why you're doing it. And then the other one that I have to work always very hard on is just when it's wife time, it's wife time, put the foot down and just be 100% present and be deliberate about scheduling that and honor that and make that a priority. Hey, babe, it's time for our weekly, Friday or whatever date night, and hammer on that and just and so she realizes and knows, because we know, but they don't be knowing, like they speak a whole different language. God bless them. God made it that way for a reason. I know. I see if they're valid six. Right. But we know, but they need certain things that we don't need, right? So that's
leadership is service. Okay. Sacrificial service. You lead your people from the front, you take care of them, they will freaking protect you and you protect them. I'm telling you, that's the way it works. Byron said it well. So.
Amen.
Absolutely.
I'll serve my dudes, man. Like I want them to look at me and be like, this dude is here for us. And one of the other little hacks that has really helped with my team continuity is that Marco Polo app, dude. Like, so I might not be on target with my guys, but like we are constantly on that Marco Polo app and I'm guiding the team probably almost daily. Like, hey, dude, we got a new dog on property. We gotta keep the dog door, and I'm constantly talking with them. I'm in their ear. Yo, if you have client contact, let us know. Let me know. Brief me on it. I can help guide the conversation, guide the tonality, and then I get the whole team on the same page. Clients like, hey, I want you guys to zig instead of zag from now on. I'm like, okay, roger that. I go on my group, and the Marco Polo chat is just us. It's where you can say anything, challenge anything, have the conversations you want to have. All of it, it's our personal space, and it's video driven. So it's like multiple layers of communication, not just text that can come across all kinds of weird ways because it's one dimensional. So that's a little tool I've been using. And these guys see me talking to them at all kinds of, because you can put information out all the time, because it's not like you're waking everyone up if you have to say something at 9 or 10 or not at night. They can just hop on the Marco Polo the next morning, get everyone on the same page, and then move into the workday together. So that's been a pretty awesome tool. But we don't talk about anything sensitive on there because the app's not encrypted. You just talk about, values and things like that, small things in the operation. Solid, man. Proud of you, bro. It's an honor. I'm so happy to hear you got a good home. That, gentlemen, ladies, is the next equation. Getting you in the industry isn't as difficult. Helping you find a good home that fits you and your values and a client that you're excited about, doing work you're excited about, that's where we start to like, it takes time. Like you got to work a couple different things. You got to get your relationships pretty solid. You got to learn how to get in and out of details without burning bridges and different things like that. That's the 2-year run after you start getting in the industry and you start working, finding a great home. That's the next equation. And then eventually maybe moving up in the corporate space or launching your own PPL, So just so you guys know, there's levels to this thing, man. I ain't just trying to get you in the industry. We're doing our careers together. Yo, let me check in with Henry and then we'll open the table up again. Yo, Henry, how you doing, bro? What's up? How you holding up out down there? I know it's late.
Oh, doing good, man. Just getting off work.
Okay. How was the conference for you? Did you make contacts? How was the experience? All the experience, you know what I'm saying? How you doing? And then I'll hit up Mike Harris and then we'll open it up again.
There was some people that called me, Charles and Mike.
Mike McDonald, my boy, my homie?
Charlie Mike.
Yeah. Charlie Mike.
Okay.
the dude Joseph, he called me. And
Nice.
Also talked to the guy from UFC. And then of course Evan, who's I guess pretty big out here.
Nice.
He's been looking out for me. So we'll see. You know, if we're gonna keep pushing forward.
Yep. Not 100%, man. That's the game. That is the game. But to get these first contacts with these guys, to get on their radar, Joseph, did you mean Joe LaSorsa?
Joseph, he's with Pinkerton.
Oh, okay. Solid, man. Pinkerton's everywhere.
And that's about it. Just trying to talk to people on LinkedIn who remember me from the conference. And just keeping in contact like that.
Good, man. I love it, bro. Work it. You're looking sharp too, man. Every single time I see you were looking sharp. Good stuff. Awesome, brother. Well, that's the name of this game. That's what it's all about. Solid. You got anything for me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Outstanding, man. Good to hear your voice. Mike Harris, how was it for you, man? How's everything in your world?
Well, my world is moving right along. I'm actually enjoying it. This is the first time I went to the Close Protection Conference, been to the forum. I hadn't planned on going this year, but you put me to work, so I enjoyed it. It was great to be a little behind the scenes, see what's going on, because I had a lot of people coming up at the forum saying how great it was, and they love the format.
Good.
And they were asking, hey, man, how can I get one of them pins? I said, you got to join the league.
A couple people trying to just get a pin for me, man. This one dude was bugging me about it.
Yeah.
Train with a joint.
I said, hey, you gotta join the fellowship, the brother and the sisterhood, and put in a little bit of work, and you will be worthy.
100%.
And
100%.
Yeah, you could represent. And I got to say, it's just straight cheat code. I mean, Byron, you've given away so much information to help me be successful in my first year in the industry. So year two, I decided, let me check out the Close Protection Conference and see what's going on. And I walked out of there with 30 cards, maybe 5 were vendors to do some work, and everybody else is, hey, you got the skills that I want.
Yes.
So I'm making my follow-up contacts, and I'm just a little bit different. I'm retired law enforcement, and I got a retirement, and I'm really picky on where I want to work. My first detail was with a potential talk. Yeah, I was with a politician, and I'm like, oh man, it was a great detail. I learned a lot. Every detail, walk through every blasted door that Byron tells you to go through, you will succeed. But I decided now, I want to go out of this country, or I want to work details at 3 or 4 weeks, 3 or a month long, or I want to do high risk stuff. That's just me. And the niche is there. I just got to get my face out there to the right people. And I'm doing that right now. I got hit up by Sean and Tyler. They said, hey, send us your resume. And I'm going to do that tomorrow. So people know that I'm looking for short term. If I'm going to do long term, then you got to be good. you got something to offer me and keep my interest, because I'm not a desk jockey. I just don't do that. If I'm a desk jockey, I better be typing policy, procedure, operational stuff, and let's get going. But Byron, I'm having a blast. I thought I was done. Brother, thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for doing your career with me. Thank you for being a mentor. And everyone in this room, you are brothers and sisters from another mother. And you call me, I'm coming. That's the way it's going to work, because we family.
100%.
That's it.
100%.
I love it, man. I love you, bro. This is good stuff. Thank you. It's an honor. It's an honor to do this with every single one of you guys on this call, man. I see some of y'all that didn't go, and I'm like, see Mark Senior, man, he's such a good dude, staying home, letting your son take the comp for the conference, man. You're good. You're a good man. You're a good man. That's awesome. No, and then John.
John's working. He's representing.
Yeah.
Exactly. John's over here working. And then two on that, if you want to go overseas, Mike, you got Rick's number too. So hit him up and be like, hey, I'm looking to do some overseas stuff. If you're interested, let me know. It would be an honor. And he'll respond to you. He'll let you know.
Oh yeah, he's already responded to me. He's looking at for some positions for me, and I'm doing his online mapping class right now. So I'm in the mix, brother. Thank you.
Great class. Definitely take it.
Yep. I ain't never seen, man,
that mapping class
is hands down the best mapping class in the industry. Whenever I get an agent that's gone through that mapping class, I'm always like looking at what they give me, and I'm like I'm almost a little intimidated. I'm always like, golly, like this is the way to do it. So class and flex. You get on a detail, ask them if you can do the advanced work. Find a reason to show them skills, because they will be impressed because ain't nobody out in the game like that unless they went to the old Sec 4. So they, it's great.
That schoolboy work matters with, especially with the corporate folks. Get it done and have fun.
Yep. And then do your thing and then have fun. I'm tempted to put it in the EP specialist pipeline, man, because an EP specialist being able to bang that out, that's huge, man. That's huge. Then you look like a specialist. If you can bang out advances like a G, like the way I teach you, and then you can get your route mapping attached to it like that, and then you can, and you're operational. Yeah, you got to, and then you went through the hard skills so you can perform, and you've gone through the immersion course so you understand the soft skills of the game. You're good. You're a made man. So that's really where I'm probably leaning. Hey, is anyone here coming to the immersion course we got coming up? Yo, looking for it. I'll see Connor there. Okay, a couple of them. Chance is thinking about it. He's thinking about it. That's what's up. I can't wait to see you.
I'll be there.
What? Vince, is that you? You coming?
Yeah, mate. I'm here.
Heck yeah, you coming? That's going to be awesome, man.
No, not yet. Not yet. Don't get excited. I'm waiting for the other boys to go.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Gotta have the boys.
Gotta have the boys. Stay together.
I dig it.
Hey, we're all sticking together.
Yeah, man. Keep the class together. It's an excuse to link back up. We would have loved it. Had you there, Vince. You would have loved it, man. It would have been so good to run. But one of these, you got to come out and do it with us.
Definitely.
Solid. Let's see here. John Elliott, man, update us, man. How you holding up in the game? Sorry I wasn't the other guys will vouch for me. Sorry I wasn't able to put you out there. But these dudes saw how busy I was talking to everyone. There's like a line.
You're good, man. You're good. I had just gotten back from Vegas. I was out there working a big convention for a week. I got back and like 2 days later was this. And I was like, I'm not traveling that again. I'm not doing it. And thankfully, I think the second day of your conference, I ended up picking up a workplace violence job out here that ended up being pretty bad. That's still active and ongoing. So I'm not going to go too much into detail on that, but it was a lot different than anything I expected. It's the first time I ever got asked to bring a rifle to work.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that's been it. I've been slammed this past 6-8 weeks. It seems like I don't know if I'm coming or going. I did the trip to Santiago, a trip to Mexico City, Vegas. Now I'm working this workplace violence one. So I've been all over the place. Kind of like Mike Harris, it's like I like the short-term ones. I'm not one to get locked down anywhere.
Yeah.
I love it. Looking forward to getting back out to Arizona, and maybe we can get Vince out there again so I can wreck him a few more times.
Ah.
Yeah, man, it's just been busy. And I know Mike and Mo, they kind of told me that they had dropped my name with a few people, so that should all be good. Yeah, just grinding.
Heck yeah, man. I'm so proud of you. So it works.
It's all you, I mean, Mike Harris said it perfect. I couldn't say it any better. You've changed a lot of lives.
Yeah. Definitely.
Anyone new to this?
100%, mate.
Cheat codes.
He's changed all lives.
He is right cheat code for you.
Means a lot, man. Means a whole lot, dude. Thank you so much for it just means a lot to me when I hear that. And that's the game, dude. I can't wait. Like a few years after us doing this for a few years, I'm just gonna be sitting here. You guys probably ain't gonna be on the calls no more because y'all gonna be working too much. But it's an honor. And I'll be proud of every single one of you. And that's kind of what, for me, that's really one of the major values was people coming up to me being like, yo, thanks for the free content. Thanks for what you're doing in the industry. Yeah. This is really impacting the industry. Like the things I got told, like I don't even want to repeat. It was just like amazing. Like the compliments, So it really helped, validate me. Then I see, I saw some hater was saying the same thing they always be saying. And I just was like, dude, you can't let this guy, because I'm genuine. So it hurts my feelings. Like I'm not one of these guys who's like, oh, I don't care what anybody thinks. Like, I'm not going to give it too much, but it bugs me. You know what I mean? Because when you're trying to be genuine and someone's like accusing you of all this stuff, it's kind of like, dude, do you not know who I am? Do I not make enough content for you? You know what I mean? But you got to remember, like, you can't let one hater be loud.
No. No, we need more content.
Yeah, man. Hey, I see that hand. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, so I just want to, in context with that. So at the booth, I was hanging out with Henry, and this older gentleman walks up, and we were kind of getting set up. I think it was the second day.
Yeah.
And this older gentleman walks up, and we're just kind of talking to him, tell him what's good and what it's all about. We kept kind of advertising, letting him know what you're about. And he keeps looking over at your booth, and all he had to say was, "Oh, that's too Hollywood for me. That just looks Hollywood." And he just like kept like bashing. I'm just like, in my head, I'm just thinking like, yo, like, you don't even know who this guy is. Like, this is like
right.
The most humble, genuine man that is going to, like, for me personally, like, you have like given me purpose. You've given me a path. Like, you've given me everything I ever asked for that I never thought I could find until I found you, And it, like, to me, like, personally, like, hurt me. I was just like, dude, like, Hollywood, really? Like, really? Hollywood? And like, he just like kept bashing. I just want to like be like, yo, how about you like just give the man a chance, like talk to the dude, and he just wasn't having that. Just like, that just like blew my mind,
It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. Yeah.
You're gonna get the haters.
Yeah.
Let them hate, and then who really wants to do the course, they will do it, and they are the protectors, man. They're the real deal.
Yeah.
Not the pretenders that keep bashing on these damn courses. So don't worry about those people. You go, yeah, no worries. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.
But I just
skills, man.
I just have such a high respect for Byron.
100%.
Like you're the man, dude. So to me personally, like I hurt for you generally, where I was just like, please stop talking. Like you don't even know this guy. Like, please carry on, because you're literally like insulting him and insulting me right now. So either you give the man a chance and you listen, because this is a man that you listen to he has the right stuff to say, and he has the right knowledge, and he has the right courses. He has what it takes, And I don't know, to me, like, it just like baffled me. I was just standing there, and I just kept looking at Henry like, what do I do with this guy? Like, oh man, like I was like, I kept my composure, but I was like, this guy, dude.
No, thank you, man. That means the world.
Hey, Dennis, not everyone can accept being a knight of the round table. We go into dark places and angels with red. They don't want none of that.
Amen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
They want the scraps, bro.
You said you had the same experience, bro?
For who?
John.
I spoke to a person and said, this is just too much. He can't be for real. I'm like, listen, obviously, with all due respect, your people skills aren't on point. To evaluate a person, you got to speak to him. You got to watch him for a while. As a human being, as a man myself, I don't give away my loyalty. You got to earn it. And once I watch a human being and their words and their deeds match, they telling me the truth.
100%.
So I said, I got to tell you something. I've been a cop for 27 years. Everybody's mouth moving is a freaking liar till I decide otherwise.
That's the truth. Don't lie to cops.
I totally agree with you, Mike.
Yeah, no lie.
It's an everyday thing for me.
Byron's legit. I'll take a bullet for Byron. You got to go.
That's right. Respect,
Absolutely.
man. That's respect.
1,000%, man.
Yeah, man. I had something similar. When I was out in Vegas. I think we had 180 uniformed and about 40 plain clothes, and we had 2 6-man covert teams, and we were down in our lunchroom sitting there talking, and someone started talking. I don't even remember. Someone started talking about EP stuff and social media, and all of a sudden I hear a guy say, "Yeah, you keep seeing that Byron Rogers guy. He sure does talk a lot." And I said, "He does a lot more than talk." And I started talking about you, and I was talking about your training, and I had hyped up the training so much that I had probably 6 different people come up asking me for info on the training. I had one guy come up, and he introduced himself, and we started talking, and he asked me if I had a card. I gave him my card, and he gave me his. And when I looked down, it was president of his own security company.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, once I started talking, because the same thing, they didn't know my background. They didn't know where I had gotten my training,
Right.
And once I started hyping it up, I had a lot of people asking me for info on the hard skills course, and even training day,
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it's weird. You got some people that just don't want anything to do with all the social media stuff. I'll tell you, when we were at the hard skills, and we were class 221. You had your camera guys all over, and the first couple of days of that, I wasn't comfortable with it. But I got to the point where I just ignored it and went on with my training. But yeah.
No, man. It is. Before I lean into it too much, Henry, I see you got a hand up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. My voice been in and out. I've been sick, so but yeah. So that's why I gave you a shout out on LinkedIn, man, because I wanted people to know how genuine you are, and even when you were busy, you were still trying to help people out.
Definitely.
And I mean, so hey, my hat off to you, man. I mean, even at the mixer, even when you was networking, you were still trying to get people connected, which I thought was awesome. So I mean, you were trying to help me find Elliot around there so you can introduce us. And I was like, dog, man, I said, this man, even at the party, is still trying to connect his students.
100%.
I mean, even at the conference, anywhere, everywhere you was, you were still trying to hook people up. And that's why I want to give you a shout out on LinkedIn, so people can understand how you really are.
Thank you.
So, and don't just go by the videos that they watch and think that you're fake. I mean, so that's just some bullcrap. So,
thank you. Yo, you got another one, Mike Harris?
Yeah, I got to say, I had one of the most intelligent questions I've had at that conference. Person walked up to me and said, "What value does Byron Rogers provide to an executive protection agent?" I said, "He does your career with you. He doesn't abandon you. You may go to training and you get a binder, okay? You may get a class roster where you get to go talk to your homies. Try to contact that instructor. It ain't happening." Okay?
Right.
I said, when this man says, "I will do my career with you," that's value. When he says he'll network for you, that's value. I said, what you're getting is Byron looks at you as an asset, and he says, "You're representing me. I'm representing you. Let's succeed." I said, that's the value.
100%. But yeah, man, no, that's huge, man. And I really appreciate you guys, man, because it does, man, because I'm genuine. I try hard. When I see these haters being like, "Oh, you're just after money," I'm like, I meet with my guys. Anyone?
No.
I'm like, no, that's not it. My marketing team's been trying to get me to charge for these meetings for so long. I'm like, nah, man, especially not the guys I told that we're going to be doing our career for free. Like, no. This is about us.
Hey, Byron.
Yo, John.
My wife's sitting over here and she's listening to this and she just pointed something out. It's almost like you're a tree and we're just a bunch of branches. I know I told you months ago that you needed to update one thing on your course, and that is the three brands. And I told you, no, there's a fourth one, and that's your brand. We're all representing that.
Yes, no, 100%, man. And I think that's one of the hugest things. I got another one that was like, he's creating a cult. And I'm like, we're a brotherhood, man. Like, come on in. Like, I'm like, we got each other's backs. Like, you want to do your career alone, or do you want to join a pack? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, it amazes me, but I have learned that a lot of people are just, for whatever reason, emotionally invested in having me as a villain. I had another dude who was hating on me for wearing FBI panels during a professional photo shoot. He was like, "You're pretending to be in the FBI." And I'm like, I got flown to another state to do a professional photo shoot. You think I'm going to tell the creative director, "Hey man, can't do this because I'm not in the FBI"? I'm like, this is a professional photo shoot for one of the top media companies in the world. Like, I'm not, was I tell him I can't be in Call of Duty because I'm not technically or whatever? Like, stop. And he just was dedicated to being like, "Oh yeah, well you," and I was like, and I talked with him for like a good week. And in the end, I just was like, "Hey man, you know what? God bless you. I hope everything works out with you. And, if you ever want to train with us, dude, the door's open, and it would be my honor," and I just kind of
like stand over in the corner there.
But you guys will encounter that.
Are we really trying to? Really trying to say good things about the FBI right now?
Mike's like, and this is where I get off the butt.
I just want to piggyback on that one thing though. Your one video on YouTube where you're like, "Hey," like it's like a welcome to my YouTube page, and for all of you, you're like, relax.
Just relax.
My art, and you kind of expressed like how there's the business side of the house and then the art side of the house. I really appreciated that too. So
no, thank you, man. And the other thing, the last thing I'll say about it, and then I'll let it sit. Unless I see another hand here. I don't know if that's a new hand or an old hand, Henry. But the other one too is sometimes Rick, man, like the industry will try to pop shots at Rick and be like, "Well, you guys don't need all that hardcore training," and he does all that hardcore stuff. And I'm like, we got hired to protect, and Rick has been one of, if not the most genuine human beings, awesome human beings to work with. Like it's scary for me when I run into a good person sometimes, because I'm like, I think I'm like looking for something. I'm just like, and then when are you gonna like do something? Like when are you gonna, and then like with Rick, I'm like, you're just a good person. Like I'm like, I'm like, and he's one of the best business partners I've literally ever had. And when I hear stuff about him, I'm like ready to burn the house to the ground. We're all so lucky that he's involved in this and that he's also guiding the ship, man. So shout out to him wherever he is, and all the help he's done with us standing this thing up. And I protect him too very aggressively when I hear anybody say anything, because the other part of it is Rick's ultra legit, and he makes people uncomfortable because a lot of these EP heads out here have been doing clean, schoolboy, behind the desk EP. Like they haven't really, and when you see someone like Rick who's doing only high risk stuff in all these countries that they wish that they wouldn't know how to operate in, they literally have to call in locals and someone like Rick to make sure everything actually worked. They're intimidated and they don't know what to do. And I think the same thing happens a lot with my content when it's like, look, man, like I went to war, like I'm trying to create real people that can protect protectors, like, and you do need to be hard, and you do need to be fit, and you do need to be able to shoot, and you do need to know how to do medical, and you do need to know how to drive if you're going to be legit. So, or you are a butler with a gun. That's you're just a personal assistant who carries around a gun and then fails my NDOC when you try to get on a BRG contract. It's just too bad. That I think intimidates a lot of people in the industry, and they think it's just for the sensationalism. It's because we want to be, as advertising, have integrity when we do our job. So, yeah, man. Anyway.
Man, hey, what you just said about Rick, I'll tell you right now, that's one of the best bosses I've ever had in my life. That man is an amazing man to work for, and everything you said is spot on.
I look forward to working with him, man, in the future. I really want to work for him.
Salt of the earth, dude.
Yeah, solid.
Hey, let's see here. A few more, and then we'll pop off here. Mr. Security, man. What's up, bro?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good, man. It's good to see you. It was good
to see you again. As far as the forum is concerned, it was my first time going to the forum. My intention really was to meet with you finally face to face. Just make that first introductory connection to you. Seeing that I'm fairly new into EP, I've been doing this here for a very long time. But also, our conversations have kind of catapulted me into the direction that I want to go. And after the forum, I was able to make a few connections. When I came back home, I had a 3-day 3-city tour that just finished yesterday. So it was nice. Our principal is a well-known comedian.
Yeah.
And but the detail was cool. But that happened because I came to the forum and met with somebody that actually lives in SoCal, but they were up my way, up in Northern California, and he was like, "I really ain't trying to travel." I said, "Man, I'm gonna connect with this talk," and we talked at the forum. And when I got back home, man, foot was on the pedal, So, and that's turned into a length. That's about to turn into a lengthy contract now. We talked about making a contract, and so anytime he has any work or business up here, that I'd be pretty much the guy that he's gonna call. So I'm excited.
Boom, man. I love it, man. That's how you build these things. That's awesome, brother. It was good seeing you there. I'm glad you came out and spent the time and resources. And I'm even happier to hear that it's already equated into it
definitely has. I'm kind of sad I didn't go to the conference, but I definitely will be at the conference next year though. I'll just make a whole thing for me. But definitely, when everyone's saying, I want to be the dead horse, but honestly, what everyone is saying is true. I've always had desire to be an EP. I kind of do my research before I start picking and how to spend my money. Mm-hmm. And your name was actually recommended. And once I, looked you up and saw your content and, just looked at what the end result could be, you haven't disappointed. So, like I want to say, I personally appreciate you. And, you should see my resume on your desk soon too.
I love it, man. That's what's up. Yo, that's awesome, brother. This is good stuff, man. It means a lot. It means a whole lot. Love seeing your guys' success, man. It's like it's fuel in my tank. Heck yeah. Awesome. Does anyone who hasn't said, I see Mo over here with this snazzy shirt on, man. How was the event for you, bro? Update us real quick. Anything lights yet? How's everything? Party?
Oh yeah, man.
Want all of it.
Mo, I'm loving the shirt, mate.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Okay. Hey, can everybody hear me okay? I just got home from the wife's birthday dinner.
Nice. Happy birthday.
Nice. Sweet. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. But yeah, it was awesome again, man. I was got a chance to talk to a couple guys that I met that didn't get to go. And I told him, like, hey, man, I told you when I left, and I'm going to tell you the same thing now. Like, the whole experience, forum, and conference is totally worth it. For me this year, I think, I met some new people, got some stuff in the works for some more overseas stuff, which is really, really cool. Probably got 3 different companies that are trying to put teams together in February. And jumping on with them. Hopefully, if everything goes through. And then, other than that, saw guys that I had worked for, and it was really cool for me for this being my second one is like last year when I came and you told me I should come out. Like, I didn't work for anybody. I had no job. Just getting into EP, just finished the level 1, hadn't even done the hard skills or anything yet. And then I went to this next conference and I was like, oh, wow, like I worked for him. I worked for him. I worked for him. I worked for him. I worked for these guys. I worked for these guys, And so it was cool to see them in a social setting outside of work and be able to, shake hands again and talk more. And then I got, guys that I hadn't worked for in like 3 months, been like, hey, dude, like I got, this week, they're like, I need you. And, and now my calendar is already almost full for the next 2 months.
Boom! Just like that. My man. I love it.
Yeah. So it was awesome. It's always a blessing, always an honor, to see everybody. I was missing, John out there. But John, let me know if any of those guys from Colorado get back to you, man, because I probably spoke to like 3 different companies that had booths, and I gave all your stuff to them and all your info and everything, but yeah, if any of you guys didn't get the chance to go, like I don't see many people in here that I don't think didn't go, but man, it's an awesome experience, guys. It really is.
I really appreciate you dropping my name. Thank you.
No worries, man. Like we're all family here. And, like I want to see all of us winning and all of us, doing this job that we love to do, and so the only way is to lift each other up when we have the opportunity to, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. I really appreciate it.
No worries, brother.
He was at training with me.
This is what we do. Yo, yeah, all right, cool. I'm going to have to start wrapping up at some point. I'm having time of my life. But real quick, Chance, I see that hand up again. What you got?
So, I didn't want to ruin the energy. I know we've been flowing and stuff like that. Like I said, this is my first time, and everybody's conversation has been great. Again, like the energy, man, like it feels refreshing just to be in a situation where it's like everybody's like-minded. I don't get that too often here in Georgia because we don't have too many of these gatherings like this. I know California is a bigger market, but one of my questions to you would be, have you found a strategy that you deem useful in terms of grooming leaders, right, for potentially just a project management type of role for your company?
In terms of grooming, I just elevated 2 guys, but not to the project management level, detail leader level. There's not a lot of training directly aimed at getting guys up to that level. I took a swing at that with the master's class. There's a lot of guys that are at that level that are conducting a lot of that training. It's not as dynamic as I would say in terms of being able to say, this is what it takes to be a project manager. I do have a guy who I'm going to work with to do that. Actually, we were talking about it at the conferences. There's just not a lot of leadership, next level training out there. The best thing I could say, being one that made it easy for me to elevate my guys, at least up to the detail leader level, was just showing them how the job's done. And just like with you guys, I'm communicating with my guys every day. They're seeing the push. They're seeing what we're going for. They're seeing how we're sculpting our KPIs, how I'm delivering those to the principals and clients to demonstrate value, justify our existence, and the deliberate direction I'm always trying to take the teams with regards to training and the way we do business for them. So I would say really it's more about being the example. If you're looking to kind of find a formal training to get up there, there's some good stuff in the master's class for sure. But I think, you know what I would say, actually, there is actually one guy. Let me pop on the website real quick because his name's not coming to me real quick. Bob, if you go to the EP Specialist website, and you go to the master's class, this dude does probably the most comprehensive and complete, like executive protection, professional, not executive protection, private security specialist training I've seen. And he mentors guys in the industry up into leadership. He's one of our master's instructors, but they haven't put his video up here yet. Not Anton. Not Ami. Can't believe it's not here. Okay. Let me get back to you on his name. It's not coming to me right now, but he's the one that talks about professional polish. He talks about every single aspect of private security. And if I had time, I would definitely try to learn from him and consume his stuff, but I can't believe I'm not remembering it right now. Let's see. I actually may have a file here I can pull up of all of the work we did for the master's class. Let me get this answer for you real quick. Lead masters. You would not believe the amount of files I have from all the content that I've gotten here. Ilya. Umansky. Ilya Umansky is his name. Oh, let's see. I can pull him up on LinkedIn actually, and I can send you guys a link. But he has an online curriculum that's pretty amazing. Did that satisfy your question, Chance?
Yeah, I mean, so personally, where I'm looking to go in 2023 is I'll be starting an agency. I have some mentors who are kind of on my head about it a lot. And that's the direction that I want to go. And I just know in terms of scaling, I'm just not going to be able to do everything by myself. Like, to even see you do like all the stuff you do, I'm like, this guy, I don't know if he sleeps.
People be asking me that. They're like, how do you do all this stuff? I'm like, I don't know. The grace of God. Like, I wake up at 4 a.m., I go to bed at 11, and I fight the entire time. Okay? That's what. But to your question, it's a thing.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. So that's one direction that I'm looking at right now. Like while I was sitting here, I'm just literally writing out my goals for 2023 and just looking to, I got some guys that are working with me right now, and I can identify and see who kind of has that thing in them where they're gonna look to grow into that kind of career progression spot. And I'm still learning it myself. I'm not going to sit here to my own horn and say this, that, and the third, because I still have a lot to learn in terms of leadership, in terms of project management, and, being a second in command for somebody else. So that's something that I'm just kind of working on and thinking of as, I'm doing my thing in the industry.
Outstanding. I put Ilya's contact info in the chat. He'd be a great guy to talk to in terms of mentoring into that next level. Ivor Terrett, I think, actually, is the other guy who's got some really good content on that. Ivor's supposed to class for us in the master class. It's still forthcoming. I'm out here like Debo getting these dudes to get us our the rest of our curriculum. Ivor's a savage. Let's see here. So I'll put his LinkedIn here as well. But if you hit these dudes up and ask them a question like that, I think they're gonna they're gonna send some contacts. Ivor's dialed in with us. It's an honor. Solid, good stuff. All right, lady. Oh, what do you got?
I just want to give a quick shout out. First off, Byron, I have to give you the utmost respect. First off, it was an honor getting to work with you and your team, like firsthand, like getting to work the detail, getting to understand how this industry works. And second off, like to the rest of you gentlemen that I have the respect of and the honor of meeting, like the Harris, you guys were awesome. Mark, it was great working with you. It was great bucking with you. And you guys all just being at that forum, just like it just pursued my career, man. Like you guys are a team, man. And all I can say is thank you for being there. Thank you for linking up. Thank you for being the best you can be and giving your own input. So I wish the best in all you guys, man. And to you again, Byron, man, like solid respect, man. Like, thank you again for everything you've done for me. Thank you again for what you've done for these guys. Like, we are all on your side, man. So we look forward to working with you further and seeing this network grow. Like it's been an experience I'll never forget. And it's definitely going to help me climb the ladder. So thank you again, guys. It was really good.
Man, that means the world. That was good. That was outstanding, man. Thanks, Dennis. You're the man, bro. You're the man.
Absolutely, man.
Dude, heck yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, anyone got any saved rounds, final thoughts? Anyone want to pop off anything else as we roll? I see you, Connor.
Last thing I'll say is how approachable you guys are. Everyone that I met was so approachable, and the amount of you guys are so easy to connect with too. That you guys are accessible. I mean, from Christian to, Jared, everyone, Pablo, everyone was so approachable, and so I can't believe how quickly the connections were made through LinkedIn and other social media platforms. So thank you for being so approachable, and thank you for being so accessible, Byron. I really do appreciate it, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
Outstanding, man. That means the world. That's awesome. Thank you. It's an honor. It was an honor doing the event with Christian Pablo. It's an honor doing it really was truly, and I'll end it with this. It was really an honor doing the event with you guys. It's an honor having you guys as part of the league. Thank you for your trust. Thanks for spending your money and your time and your assets and your resources to even walk through our doors. It's such an honor to do this game with such good people, and to watch you guys grow and hit your career goals and targets over the course of this next year and beyond is going to be awesome. And I'm going to keep building this network. I'm going to keep putting us in a position to win and get everything that we want, that's in our hearts, that we're here to do. I'm still working on our website. It's still coming. I'm like this close. I'm this close. We're on the 5-yard line right now. I'm just excited about the future. And I thank God for Rick, he mentoring me through this whole, some things, and just everything that he's done to kind of help us all as well, and being who he is, because he's an awesome guy as well. We're blessed to have each other, man. And this is only the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. And I look forward to doing more training with y'all too. What we got the immersion class coming up. We have some other things I haven't told you guys about. If you're in Cali, we have an EPCQB meetup clinic going on next month. So that one, I think it's like a $200 thing or close to that. But seriously, we're going to go into a shoot house. We're going to train one.
Can you run me? Are you going to link it in?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I will. I think we dropped something about it earlier. It was this last podcast episode. Dang, do I have the page up right now?
Yeah, it was a good podcast, that one.
Yeah.
It was really good. Very informative.
Okay.
Keen to do it.
Heck
hopefully
yeah.
soon.
We got to get you out here, bro.
Yo, Ozzy, come on out here, boy. We miss you, bro.
And you know what? I regret not going now to this EP forum. Bloody hell, man. Meet all you guys.
Come on, Vince.
Hey, how are you? Woohoo! You better be on that hard skills course next year.
March.
Yeah, that's it. That's the way to go. Yeah, I regret not going now with all the boys, everyone there. Damn it. Definitely next year. And then that CQB
You'll
stuff.
be there, brother. You'll be there.
Amen.
Right. I'll drop the link to I just dropped the link to the EPCQB.
Yep.
Got you. Because I definitely want to attend that, man. That's solid, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Like I said, that podcast was a really good podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully people will start attending those clinics. So build up that thing too. So
yeah, man. Because you don't ever get to do that. You don't get to do 1 man, 2 man, move with a clinic.
Yeah, man.
To be completely
especially
honest.
the 1 man CQB. Yeah.
Yeah, that's and that's the most realistic.
It was my buddy during the whole training.
Well, you need that with that CQB, like at least to have a client with you.
Yep.
Make it realistic. We need that.
That's what we're doing.
To practice that more. Yeah.
And
everything's a perishable skill.
100%. And we've had some pretty amazing guys kind of help us with that curriculum. Some guys that wrote curriculum for agencies that we can't really talk about that are helping us with a lot of that. There was a lot of theory in there from some of the other guys. But once we turned the force on force loose in the shoot house with the catwalk and we're watching everything, there were a lot of theories that got challenged. And we actually walked out of, because I ran one of my teams through it. We walked out of there with our doctrine, like, we probably retained like 30 to 40% of it. The rest of it, we were like, we found a better way, I think, of doing this, because
back to being a white belt.
It all briefs well and sounds good and sexy, but when you got to do it with force on force, all of a sudden you're like, no.
Oh yeah. It's not so sexy now.
And if you can't get repeatable, dependable results under human pressure, then you need to rethink your tactics. Period. That's why
stress inoculation. You need that. You really do need that.
Yeah, and a lot of guys are out here not doing any of it, so I'm gonna give them opportunities to be legit. Mo, you got a hand up, bro. You got a hand up.
Oh yeah. My question was about I know, we as a league have like a bunch of stuff going on, but what's the date for the Protector Games, or are those getting postponed back a little bit more?
The Protector Games target month is April. So I'm gonna be aiming at April. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna go with a slightly different angle than I was the last one. The last one was go through.
Can you do it after the forum?
Say that again?
I said, can you do it after the forum next year?
Like right after.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, these dudes
the conference.
That might. We're gonna go out to Marana, go out to the farm, and we're gonna test the different competencies. So it was gonna be a firearm centric with a little bit of medical, but now what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a firearms course. We're gonna have a CQB course. So, and then we're gonna have medical competencies, and then we're gonna have vehicle dynamics involved as well. So protectors, they get scored on. Right? I mean, I can tell you guys.
Someone's getting excited.
You guys are the inner circle. So you go there, you do and it's like you're hanging, everyone's having a good time. You're up, it's your turn, run through, boom, 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 run through the events, get scored, all that stuff. And then at the end of the day, we're going to rate all of our protectors. And I'm going to open it up. Professional protectors like us, law enforcement professionals, civilians. So everyone comes together, sees what we can do at the facility. We just have a good time as the family of protectors, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time, So come out, compete, fellowship, hang, learn, all the stuff.
Yeah. That's right. Hell yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, this has been a fantastic call. I love you guys.
Likewise.
Absolutely.
Sorry I came in late.
Hey, Byron, you're not bad for a Marine.
On you, John.
I had to do it.
Yeah, always the last
Ricky
word,
wasn't here, so I had to give it to you.
You cheeky person.
You guys know what Army really stands for, right?
Oh boy.
Ain't ready to be a Marine yet.
Oh,
I
kind of like that. But,
Yeah, that's good.
Ain't real Marines yet.
Hey man,
Number 5, Rob. The Marine Corps Mafia is alive and well in the league.
Hey, Byron, thank you for everything you've built and for bringing us all in.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Such an honor, man. It's such a
respect.
You guys, man. Running the golden standard, flying the flag, and representing the brand. We need each other. It's the leadership thing. Mike Harris just highlighted it. It's servant leadership. I'm going to serve you guys by creating opportunities and continue creating a brand that's going to bring in high quality individuals and all those things, strengthen our network, put us in positions to win, go talk to decision makers, get us in a lot of powerful places. And you guys flying the flag out there, talking. If you see one of your brothers or sisters post something that's solid, repost it. You see some of our school stuff, push it out there and let them see what we're all about and continue building the power of our network, our brand visibility. It's only going to bring you guys equity. That's the game, so it's an honor, man. I love you guys. Yo, I want to call you George just out of fun, but hey, Greg, you got one more question?
I was waiting for it.
Hey, sometimes we're moving fast. It's dyslexia, man. What's up?
So I got you don't have to answer it right now if you don't got time, but I had a question about Fred from Salient Group. Hit me up and he wanted to do some work, but he said, hey, I'm going to shoot you over an onboarding package. Go ahead and just fill this out. So it's a DocuSign where essentially I'm getting signed up into Salient Group. That way later on, if he wants to use me, everything's already there. So I have some questions over it's essentially like a full-on onboarding package. So there's a lot of rules in there. I don't know if all that stuff, would technically apply or if it's just, it's just more formality to sign, the stuff. So I didn't want to lock myself into something by signing that.
It shouldn't be binding in the sense that it shouldn't be like a non-compete that you can only work for them. That's the main thing that I'd be looking for. The company I know that does that is Gavin DeBecker. They're the ones that be trying to lock you down. I haven't seen any of the other companies doing that because they know, they got to pay, they got to compensate you because what a man can make, if that ever comes up in conversation, I had one, not principal, but the client, the corporate side was like, well, you're lucky we let you work for other people. And I was like, you know how much more you'd have to pay the entire team if you were our sole source of income? And they were like, oh, well, I was like, you can do it if you want. You simplify my life, but you would, in order to retain us, you'd have to, break down our income. So look for that type of language. If you want to tie up with me afterwards or send me something, to just briefly look over it, I'll do that for you. But I do know the Salient guys. They're good. They're a good shop. They do good work. I wouldn't hesitate about it really, but make sure you read that fine print. Make sure you read that print. But I highly doubt they're trying to lock you into something that makes it so you can't work for other firms.
Solid.
Yeah. Yo, Valor, what's up?
Hey, so what company did you say locks us up?
Gavin DeBecker are the ones that have a tendency to be like, oh, you can only do work for us. So you gotta
Gavin and DeBecker?
Yeah, Gavin DeBecker. So you gotta watch their contracts. And if it's a good foot in the door, if you have a chance to work for Gavin, it's a consideration. I personally, now if they're offering you an awesome contract, maybe take a look at it. They also offer training and things like that. There's nothing I'd say 100% no to, but it depends on your goals, your situation, and the amount of access you have to opportunity. So it's, it's a play-by-play thing. So if one of you guys are considering that, hit me up, Awesome. Is that it? You got something else?
No, I'm just going awesome.
Okay, good. All right, y'all. Much love and respect. This has been an amazing call. Might think about putting some of this on the podcast. It was super dope. Outstanding. Well, if anyone's got no save rounds for me, let's enjoy the night. And I look forward to seeing you guys training or at the next one. God bless. Semper Fi.
Bye.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Stay safe.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
God bless you. Dave.
This is my MCK. There are many like it, but this one is mine. If you've got a firearm sitting around, a pistol that you are not doing anything with, get an MCK. They make them for every single model. If you want a micro conversion kit that will turn your handgun into a force multiplier, get one, man. They are ultra affordable. CAA MCK micro conversion kits are changing the game, y'all. So if you don't have one, you need to get one. Get one. Your women, children, people that are less physically potent will be able to fire your firearm to farther distances with more accuracy. You will be able to fire your firearm to farther distances with more accuracy. I want to get one of these into the hands of 100,000 more protectors this year, because ultimately we are only as good as the nation is only as good as its protection. Your home is only as safe and as good as your ability to protect it. MCK, go get one. Drop your handgun in, take it to the next level. Out. Boom. Yo, if you're a private security professional wanting to take your game to the next level, go to executiveprotectiontrainingday.com to check out my personal success package for private security professionals. Check it out, executiveprotectiontrainingday.com. And remember, y'all, hard skills do save lives, but soft skills get you paid. Boom. Boom. And to support this podcast, go to executiveprotectionlifestyle.com and contribute to our Patreon account. That Patreon account is what helps me make this podcast possible, contributing to this brand, what we're doing here, making it so that I can bring better guests on, making it so that we can plan more events and just expand the contribution to the private security industry, and also to making America a safer place. Do whatever you can, contribute whatever you can, because it makes all of these things possible. Thanks for those contributions. Yo, and before we go, I got to shout out to the sponsors, starting out with Primary Weapon Systems, PWS. They truly are the evolution of the rifle. Use Byron for 10% off. Grayman and Company, the most comfortable tactical suits in the game. Use Byron for 10% off with them. Until the next podcast, this is Byron Rogers, protector by nature and by trade. Out.